I've been really wanting to get a multi-purpose utility ramp that was affordable, well-built, and highly reviewed. After a bunch of research, I think I found what I was looking for. I needed it to load up a heavy-duty snowblower and also desperately wanted an easier way to bring all of my grass clippings, leaves, and other yard waste to the dump without having to load up a bunch of barrels and make multiple trips. This ramp was able to check both of those boxes with ease. This really isn't normally something that I would do for a review on my channel, but I've been so impressed with it, I figured I'd do a detailed review and show you guys what this ramp is capable of. Most people that own pickup trucks, I assume, would have a need for something like this, so I figured I'd do a review and share why this is by far my new favorite accessory for my F-150. We'll do an unboxing. I'll show you how to install this onto your truck, some pros, some cons, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on this ramp by Black Widow. So the good thing is this ramp comes ready to go out of the box. The only thing you're going to find attached to the ramp is a small bag with tie downs. That's going to allow you to secure the ramp to your truck. The ramp's a tri-fold design, which makes opening it and closing it really nice. On the back end of the ramp, you'll notice there's a pre-designated tie-down area on either side. One over here, and then another one right over here. That's where we're going to tie down our straps. Just take the end of the strap, loop it through that designated tie-down area, and then you're just going to loop the eye through the strap itself, and then just secure it, make sure it's good and tight. And it's going to be the exact same process on the other side. Now we're just going to turn it around, and then we're going to fix the straps to the truck itself to secure it in position. Now, if you have an F-150, this is going to be perfect because you have a built-in tow hook area on either side, and it lines up perfectly with the ramp. Just make sure these straps are nice and tight. You don't want any play in this. I also really like the bright rubber sleeves attached to the end of the ramp. Definitely seems to help keep the ramp stable and also prevents the tailgate from getting ripped apart by the metal like other ramps I've seen. Aluminum is notorious for being difficult to weld, but this looked absolutely perfect. The welds were spot on, no issues there. This punch plate style surface gives really incredible grip. I felt extremely stable moving up and down this ramp. All right, here are the product specs if you guys are interested. It has a length of 6 foot 5 inches, width 54 inches, a weight of 52 pounds. Despite being aluminum, this thing is pretty heavy, and it has a maximum capacity of 1,500 pounds. All right, moment of truth. Between me and the snowblower, we got about 500 pounds going up that ramp, and if you notice, the ramp doesn't flex at all. It does a great job. It felt really, really stable. I did have a little bit of wheel spin, as you could see, going up there. I had one wheel on the punch plate, and then I had the other wheel on the tri-fold area that's just bare metal. It's just flat with no grip, so I was spinning, but once I lined up, it went up no problem. But just something to consider for you guys if you end up getting this. Make sure that the wheels are both lined up on the punch plate, otherwise you're going to get some wheel spin. It's very easy to connect and disconnect this ramp. You just loosen up the strap real quick. Take the hook off, fold it up, and you're on your way. I'd say this whole process took about 3 minutes between me driving up the ramp, disconnecting it, and loading it into the truck. Very, very simple process. All right, we're back at Dad's house, dropping off the snowblower. Just wanted to show you guys exactly what it looks like going down the ramp as well. This time I made sure my wheels were lined up on the punch plate and it went down no problem. I just kind of had my hand on the brake and was just feathering it as I was going down. Very stable, no bending, no snapping. I felt very, very comfortable going down that ramp. Having a multi-purpose loading ramp like this is really nice. It kind of eliminates the need to reach out to a friend. You know, normally I'd have to ask my dad to come over or ask my brother-in-law to come over and give me a hand with something, but having a loading ramp like this, it just kind of allows you to be self-sufficient. I put this ramp through the ringer. I just wanted to test as many things as I could. Here I got a pile of wood going up and down with an old wheelbarrow. Was totally fine, no problems at all. The punch plate design on the ramp can pretty much handle any kind of a wheel design. Even with a smaller, hard plastic wheel, you got tons of grip and feel very confident going up and down the ramp. So I have no place in my backyard to dump yard waste, so I have to bring it to the dump. And because of that, I would have to load up barrel after barrel after barrel and drop it off at the dump. It would take a super long time. I wanted to find a way to where I could just spread out a tarp, dump all my yard waste, all my grass clippings, all my leaves, wrap the whole thing up like a burrito, drag that sucker into the back of my pickup truck, drive to the dump, and be done with it. Just having the ramp to be able to load up the tarp with all the yard waste has legitimately saved me hours and hours of work. And for me, there's nothing more important than my time. I'd rather be hanging out with family or taking some time to relax. So just using the ramps for this purpose alone is worth the cost all day long for me personally. I hate having to wait to get something done. I don't want to have to ask for help. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of the other person's time. Having this utility ramp really makes you self-sufficient. Here you see me taking my grill off the deck by myself. I just put the ramp down, load up the grill, and I'm done with it. I don't need to bother anybody else. I don't need to ask for help. Now for some cons. These straps are kind of just dangling around everywhere, and I had a couple close calls where I almost banged the hook into my paint. This was the only solution that I could really come up with for that. Just kind of tie them down to those red little anchors. That will help, but even so, they're kind of just dangling around. I wish there was an easier way to kind of store them or stow them. If there was like a little stow area on the ramp, that'd be really nice, but otherwise, I would just kind of suggest strapping them down to the ramp itself. I know that's being a little nitpicky, but if I had to have one con, that would probably be one of them. And the other thing that's kind of a bummer is it's just a little too long to secure in the back of the pickup truck. Most pickup trucks have a 5.5-foot bed. This is over 6 feet, so it's going to be sticking out some way. Either you got to have the tailgate down, or you got to have it sticking out of the bed with the tailgate up. But with that being said, I get it. If it was any shorter, the angle would be way too aggressive for most things that you'd be loading in and out of your pickup truck. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you found it helpful, please hit that like button. And if you could, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Cyberquad.